Danisha's Uggs. I decided to do this tutorial with hopes of helping others with their Ugg boots. It will take some patience, but it worked so far for me. Danisha thinks I can do everything. I told her I'm not a shoe doctor, but she says before she throws out her brand new Uggs, she wanted me to just look at them and take them home to see if they can be saved. If not, throw them away. So I went to her job and picked up the Uggs. And yes, she owes me gas money too. Here is a picture of Danisha's boot. She said some kind of chemical or something spilled on her boots. And for some reason with Uggs, if something spills on them other than water, they tend to shrink up and get hard on top. And as you see right there is a nice big stain. And on this side of the boot, it's hard. It's so hard I couldn't even put my hand into the boot to the toe. And here you can even see how tight it is. So I don't know how in the world she thinks I'm going to be able to fix this boot. But I thought I'd give it a try. Okay guys, here's what I used. Very simple products. I used some powder, bowl of water. These 2 sticks are from my steel drums, my beginner steel drums, an old toothbrush, and a microfiber towel. That's all that I use to try to heal the boot so far. The other things that I used was 6 socks. Any socks. Ones that matched, ones that didn't match. I even used my husband's work socks that I found on the floor, and I know those stink. But that's what I used. So you have all the products that I used thus far to work on the boot. I am now known as the boot doctor. Okay, again I'm going to show you the picture that Danisha sent me prior to me getting the boot. I wish I did the video live with the boot, but I didn't. But I'm sure you can get the picture from here. Again, I have to work on this whole surface here. I was really afraid. Danisha wanted me to cut all of this out and do something else with the boot. And I'm like, I can't sew no boots. I am a handbag designer, but I'm not a boot designer. So the first thing I did was I took my bowl of water, my toothbrush, the microfiber towel. First, what I did was I dipped only half of the microfiber towel into the water. I really didn't use this bucket of water, guys. I used the kitchen, or the bathroom sink, but I just kind of wanted you to have an idea of what I did. So I took half and wet it, and I laid it on top of the boot. I used warm water. I didn't use any hot water. I didn't use any heat or any cold water. I just used some water, and I put it on top of the boot. I just rubbed it in. I just pressed on it hard, rubbed it in, and I kept applying my hand in it, not budging at all. So the next thing I did was, after I took the dry part of my fiber towel, I patted the boot as much as I can to make sure I picked up the excessive water. It's like just a light dampening, but that's what I did, and I took my time at it. After that, what I did was, I poured a good amount of powder on top of the boot, and I let it stay there approximately 6 hours. I don't even remember why, I don't know, but that's what I did. After I did that for the 6 hours, I thought I started seeing the boot top loosen up a bit. I went back to the boot and I used my toothbrush to remove the powder. I saved all the powder I could to reuse it again. Waste not, want not. I wet the towel again, same as I did the first time, and wet the Ugg boot, and used the dry end of the towel to dry up most of the water. I placed my hand in the boot again, this time using my muscular fingers and making a fist. It was a real fight, but I started seeing some improvement. I thought to myself, hey Alicia, you really got something going here. Patience was the key. Definitely, I needed patience. So, I did it again. I put powder, I've used the powder, I scraped it off the table, and placed it back on the boot, completely covering the front of the boot with powder. And again, I waited several hours overnight. When I got up in the morning, I checked the boot. I got my trusty sword toothbrush and started brushing off the powder again, completely clearing it off. And I started seeing that the stain was lifting as well. But the boot started puffing back up again. I did the regimen one more time, which is the last time I did it, by the time I did this video. Okay, so washed it, wet the damp towel, did the boot, dried it up with the dry end of the microfiber towel, and added more powder. I had to buy some because I really didn't have anything left in this one. I'm really so excited. I went from this stage of the boot to this stage of the boot. This is what the boot looks like now with the powder on it. As you see, I saturated the whole front of the boot when the problem was in this area here. You can see how it's starting to puff up. Do you see that? I couldn't even believe it myself. But so far, so good. Here's another picture. This picture is a little closer and you can kind of get a better aerial of what it looks like with the powder still on it. Now I'm going to show you a picture of what it looks like without the powder on it because I just brushed the powder off it prior to doing this video. I still have another regimen to do. But before I get to the powder part, I took those socks. That I showed you, and if you pay attention to these socks, they're just booty socks, shin socks that go up to your shin, and socks to walk around the house with. And the reason why I use these different lengths and even the microfiber ones, because of being durable. And I slowly put one sock at a time. I didn't roll them up together and put them together. One sock at a time, and I used those sticks that I showed you and slowly stuffed them to the absolute corners of the boot. One sock on top of the other, pushing and stretching, pushing and stretching, pushing and stretching. And then I redid, actually I remember, I did redo the damp with the rag and the water and the powder regimen again with the socks in it. To this moment, the socks are still in the boot. But I'm going to show you a picture of the boot without the powder. Actually, guys, I wanted to show you this picture of the right boot. This is the one that had the most damage because the left boot has a little tiny damage right here, but that I can fix. But this one was really severe. But I just want to show you the height and how the boot both almost look the exact same thickness, height, and fluffiness. I'm so excited about this. The only problem that I also noticed is that right here at the bottom of the boot, it kind of lifts up. This boot is kind of more flat on the table. This side, right from here to about back there, kind of like lifts up. But I think it needs to be stretched, and I'm going to work on that part too. So I still have a little way to go. Okay, here's finally a live action shot. This is the left boot. This is the one that's been pretty good, but I still stuffed it with some socks in there. You probably can't see it. But over here is where her damage was right here. You can barely see it. It was smashed in as well. And I was able to, if you can see as I do an aerial, to fix that a little bit. I've been working on the right one. But I gotta show you guys the right one. There it is. There's the right one. I'll do an aerial picture. Hope you can see it. I'm going to get more and more under the lamp right here so you can see it. Okay? You see how it puffed back up? This is the same boot. You still can kind of see the crease a little bit, but I'm still stretching it. It is hard as a rock here only because it's stuffed with socks. And I wet it and I do the regimen. And I just want to give you another look. I know Danny's just going to be excited. So, there you have it thus far. For her new Uggs, her camouflage Uggs, that was completely messed up. And as you can see where the lean is right here? I can put my hand under here. This one I can barely put my hand under. So I figured if I stretch it and see how it comes down? Once I finish stretching it, it'll work. So I might have to do a part 2, not sure. But I hope you guys like it. And for those who've been